You're now tuned in to Flavor in Your Ear. Flavor in Your Ear.
And anti-male and go girl, then run him over and fuck him. Right?
Yeah.
So get this. This is why it's not working, right? As always, this is so stupid. If people just think for a second, right? I'm sorry, I find it just so obvious, but again, this is my world. When they taught everybody, men and women, and everybody got on the wagon, right? I call it a cultural tidal wave. It's very hard to go against the tidal wave.
Right.
And people keep telling you this is the right way and this was bad. This is new. This is right. This is bad. Everything that's classic is stupid. Everything that's weird is now the new normal. Chaos, right? So we convince women that the patriarchy and life in the beginning of time was men in front of women. Men in front of women.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a terrible place to be because women are oppressed. Women can have credit cards. Women can't own properties. Okay. Yes, I get it. Been there, right? I get it. But the patriarchy, here we go. This is when your listeners are going to get triggered. The basis of the patriarchy is back to nature, back to men and women, even caveman, cavewoman, right? Basically like that, our DNA. Patriarchy is men holding themselves accountable to provide, to protect women, children, and their world. The people, everyone in the realm. That's nature, right? Mm-hmm. So that's patriarchy. So it's on us. It's on me as a male to take care of my family. You know what I mean? I'm going to take the lead, and I'm going to tell you how it goes, right? And often, in the realm of making life work, it doesn't matter how it feels. It just has to be done like this. You know what I mean? So now that we feminize the entire system, political system, school system, that we make the feminine the default system, right? The feminine is the way to go. The feminine is the way to raise children and boys. No, the feminine is the way to act in the world that is kinder. Yes, in a lot of ways, but like in order to keep people safe, there's stuff that makes no sense. You could say, "Oh my God, let's open the doors to everybody who's poor." Right? And we give them everything for free. Well, eventually, like a business, that doesn't work, right? You can't open borders, and then give them everything for free, but I'm paying for it. It's like, it's supposed to stop putting locks on your doors, and let people come in and take everything in your fridge and your safe and you're out of your pocket. Well, I don't want that. Well, that's what that's what you're doing, right? Like there's rules of things that make sense. If the society is going to be successful, there's things that are not sexy. Right? There's things that are not fair. There are things that have to be in place, as in like you can't come here and you don't go there, and this is how we logically create a law system, a society, you know what I mean? Like, so, because again, in nature, the weak one, what happens to the weak ones? Eaten. See ya. So, right. So again, we're trying to protect everything, but we dismantle the system. And again, this is all fine to a point. You know what I mean? So it's fine to a point. So where am I going with this? I went all the way up, and I have to go back to the fork where I was going. We're talking about dismantling.
Yeah, we're talking about that, and we were saying the reason why it's more difficult. Why it's so difficult to love nowadays.
So dismantling all the norms, right? And so I was talking about the logical, right? So patriarchy. So the patriarchy is men really just taking it on. Like, we know what works better. We know it's going to keep everybody safe. This motherfucker has to die because he's a weasel. He's going to take us down, right? Like, it's not sexy. Sometimes nature is not sex. Nature is not about feelings. It's about survival. So So this was always the patriarchy. Men took the lead to take care of men, and they knew better for their women, they knew better for their family, they knew better for their children, they knew better for their culture, they knew better for their tribe, they knew better mechanically. This is and the women were in charge in like the emotions and the nurturing of all that. You know what I mean? So men did the machine of life, and women did this sort of internal work with the family and the kids and him. Right? So this beautiful shit. What's wrong with that? But we
Nothing
decided that, men can be rough, men can be toxic, men can be over the top, men can be over controlling. Yes, well, there's a way to get in between. This is what women have always done, by the way, naturally. Bring them down, just calm the beast. So easy does it. Don't talk to the kids that way.
Right.
I hate when you lose your temper. I want to, it scares the hell out of me. Like, so women naturally have always been the calibration of bringing the beast in men down. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
We need that, but we don't do that anymore, right?
Creates the balance, yeah.
Right. So instead of, anyway, so now we don't come together, men and women, to help each other, balance each other. Men need women to kind of bring him down and sort of make him a little more aware, sensitive, aware, sensitive. And women need men to make him feel safe. I got you, babe. I'll take care of this, right? And what happens when she feels safe, she relaxes. When she relaxes, she's lovely. When she's lovely, he's happy. That's it. That's the whole freaking thing, right? So somehow that's all wrong now. So we have women that are stressed out of their minds. They can't connect. They can't be present. We have men who don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Chaos. You see it? Oh, I just went off. Sorry, your turn.
No, I totally understand where you're coming from. And a lot of people would like to, me being devil's advocate here, a lot of people might try to make it look like, someone's against equality and someone's against, things like that. But that's just, no. I know the naysayers, what they will say about these things, but they're not, if they really listen to what you're saying, you're talking about a natural order, how things were, how nature planned, how things were supposed to be, and our natural feelings and our natural skin that we're comfortable in as beings, right?
Yeah.
So, as far as, I know when the roles start getting, the lines start getting blurred and things like that, right? How does this kill like, like the way intimacy is even, how does I know, like, if you change one factor of something, right? You change one factor of something, right? You can't expect things to be, the same. So how does it kill intimacy, change the way we approach each other, how we interact with each other? What do you think about that, Andre?
I love your question. Again, so I have to say, first of all, before everybody's trying to hang up the phone and this podcast up because this guy's a pig, right? He's trying to take it back to the 50s. That's not it at all. That is not it at all. Right?
I don't think so either.
I don't have a problem with equality in itself. Equal rights, equal pay, equal opportunity. Fuck yes, okay. Like, I'm not a pig. I live here. Right. I see it, right? Yes. So you want to go girl. Except if you go girl too far, you're gonna push yourself straight out of being attractive to man. Sorry, back to nature, right? If you're too masculine men don't want that. Masculine men don't want masculine women. You want to be badass, you want to put your balls in his face, he's going to walk away. Now, a boy will be happy for you to be ballsy because boys don't want to work. That's a whole different problem, right? In my world, there's three kinds of men. Having a penis does not mean you're a man. In my world, there's men, guys, and boys. Guys and men are pretty predictable. They're actually all predictable, but boys don't want to work. Boys are feminists. Boys are like, you go girl, you get that promotion while he's on the couch with the dog, spooning the dog, smoking a joint, writing his music, while you have your two jobs, right? Then he's so supportive of you, right? Again, what? Look, flip. We flip the script. So men don't want masculine women. Okay, hunters don't date hunters. Back to nature. Right? So it's the complementary that works in the relationship. So you could be a hunter at work all day long, ladies, and that's what I teach my clients. They come at me because nothing's working. They're 35 plus years old. It takes them to about 35 to wake up to the fact they've got the masters, they've got the money, they've got the job, they're working 60-hour weeks, and they're like, this really sucks. I don't want to work 60 hours. They're not built for that, first of all, right? Genetically, they're not built for that kind of pressure, that kind of pulse, that kind of competition. It kills them. Competition, competition lights men up, right? Physically, it just makes us sharper and alive and like ready to push, ready to fight, ready to compete, ready to conquer, whatever. It kills women. It sucks their energy dry. It freaks them out. They go into fight and flight. Adrenalize is what they become, and you lose everything lovely about them. So again, flip the script, right? So men don't date masculine women, real men. Like they find and I love when women say, "Oh, see, I'm too powerful. I intimidate men." I go, I vomit in my mouth. I go, honey, you don't intimidate no man, right? You intimidate the boys. You're just irritating men. They don't want nothing to do with you. They won't even say hello to you. You're completely fucking invisible. You've never met one. So my clients, like I said, by 35, they realize they're tired. They don't work so hard. They want companionship. They want companionship, but they're so masculine. Men just walk away. Just men walk away, and they end up with boys who will manipulate them, take their money, never want to marry them. They get everything for free, get her to work and support him. Always the same story, right? And of course, eventually, she's sick of carrying his ass because he's so struggling all the time. Oh, life is hard for him. You have no idea, really, right? And eventually, she dumps him to find out that he had a girlfriend on the side the whole time when he was staying in her house rent free. It's always the same story. It's ridiculous.
Always the same
right?
stories. Yep.
And then she thinks that's men. Men are all pigs. Men are all, you can't trust them. They're all cheaters. They're all liars. No, boys are. Because you've never been a real man, because your energy is so masculinized, you irritate and push away men just by your presence, just by the buzzing of you, your the anxiety you produce and so I'm just saying, it's not, it's just how it works, right? It's just how it happens. So by the time they come to me, right, nobody is dating them. Like how many times I hear this every week? Like I'm still young, I'm pretty, I have everything. I have money, I have a house, I have a car. I don't need anything. I don't need no man. I'm independent. I'm no trouble. That should be fantastic for a man, right? That should be fantastic for a guy, right? Like right. I'm no trouble. He doesn't have to take care of me. Well, that's the trouble. First of all, men need to be needed in order to step in. So that whole independence thing is making men going, okay, well, you got it. So what do you need me for? Oh, so let me get some action. So we'll be in for that shit, but not
exactly.
We can't step in if you. Yeah, so that whole sort of like, what's wrong with me, right? I'm pretty. I have money. I have everything. No one's asking me out. And if I manage to get one date, right? He goes, nice to meet you. Never see him again. And they go into, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? Women are in pain, my man. All the people that come to me, all the women that come to me are in pain. The women are in pain. What's wrong with me? They realize the dream of companionship, the connection they need to feel good in the world, a support system of a guy who says, babe, I got this. Relax. I'm good. You don't have to work so hard. I'll take it. Right? All of that is gone. So they don't get any support. They feel abandoned. And they feel broken. Because being pretty, having money, and being capable, which is masculine, how come that's not working? My mother said that should be working. My mother, my culture, my teachers, my friends. You don't need no man. Okay, where's my man? You don't need a man. Where's my man? You don't need no man. Where's my man? You're mind fucked, right? So they're stuck. I feel so. That's what we peel the onion. You can be masculine all you want. I'm not talking about dismantling everything that a woman has built, her career, right? Like I'm not talking about dismantling all this. It's just you're out of balance. Too much balls, not enough girl. So what I do with my clients is kind of bring the girl back, right? And all of a sudden, this kind of typically reduces in the world anyway. So I go, you could be ballsy. You can have your balls going all day long. Actually, in order to work and produce any kind of result, you have to be masculine. That's just a masculine paradigm. But I say to them, I teach them, we practice, leave your balls at work. And when you step out of work, be a woman in the world. And now watch what happens to men and how they start noticing you, right? But a lot of them, like they've been ballsy since they were in kindergarten. They don't understand anything about being feminine and lovely and open and warm and vulnerable. They can't. They're just out of practice. It's inside of them, but it's not being cultivated. And what I said to them, all you have to do is, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just too masculine. It's not good for you. It stresses you out. You're a ball of nerve, right? And that's not attractive. Men don't want to date you. Men don't want to date a ball of nerve. Men don't want to date a girl who's like, go ahead, waiting for you to fuck up. That's how they date, right? I don't want to waste my time. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? Like, men don't want any of that shit. Men, this big lie to you, ready? I'm going off now. I'm going off. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay.
You push the button. This is men.
I pushed the button.
You push the button, but he's going off. But get this. This is like this is part of women are forgotten. Men don't want your money. Men don't want your balls. Men don't want your power. It's irrelevant. If you want to be in a relationship with a woman, are you ready? Here's the big magic. Here we go, right? This is $1 million. Man, love, happy women.
Yeah.
That's all you have to be attractive to men. They want the good times. They want the easygoing. They want the loveliness. They want the laughter. They want the fun. They want the easy. Right? So the moment you're a pain in the ass, the moment you want him to do your way, the moment you go, see ya. No, I'm just saying, call it fair or unfair. Like women don't know, and it's okay. And then I'm going to stop. But what's happening is everything we teach women in our culture to be is what's keeping them from finding good man.
What's holding them back? So that's pretty cool. You say that too, because when I listen to you say this, right? Because of course you have clients and you have people that come to you, but of course, like this, nobody's ever like public when they say, "Oh, I'm not happy" or "Well, I need help." Because you got guys like, I know you probably like Kevin Samuels and those guys that be like Instagram and things like that, right?
Yep.
Someone's always calling in. Someone's always not happy, needing advice, right? But media, media shows all these successful people and what they try to portray as happiness, but in normal day life, right? There are a lot of people that aren't happy.
It's the lemon.
Right. And they have the same things, the same opportunities and things that some of these people that it's publicized have, but they're not really happy. Right. And it's okay. I feel like it's okay to know you're not happy, but let's not keep with this facade that when you have everything that a man has as a woman, that your life is just perfect. Now we know things don't work out, with men and women and things like that. We understand that, but those materialistic things will never take the place of the happiness that you want. They will never take the place. And that's what I think people don't understand. So Andre, you like, I love your viewpoints. I love it.
But again, it's all peeling the onion back to nature. I'm just telling you, like there's a way now. I'm not saying back to the 50s, right? I don't know if I cut you off. You had a question you were going to throw at me?
No, yeah, I do have another question I want to throw at you. So, okay, I guess we've, trying to just tailor this conversation a little bit. So we've kind of identified some of the problems. So let's talk about, based on your experience, some of the solutions or some solutions to, lead the opposite way. Okay. So I did notice a question that you had that you said you were ready for that was on your bio. So I usually don't use those questions, but you had some pretty damn good ones. So I said, I picked a few, that I thought were pretty good that you can elaborate on. 3 things that you must have to build a healthy long-term relationship.
Yes. So basic.
So basic. Yeah, people have to baby steps. So let's just start with 3 things.
This is part of the work that I do with my clients. Like you have to understand how that whole thing works.
Okay.
It's not knowing that kills everybody. But like, in order to have it long, we know this. This is research and data of people who are successful. This is all they all have. This. You ready? 3 basic things for both men and women. You have to have chemistry for each other.
Chemistry. Okay.
I call it 3 C's. Chemistry. You have to be compatible. Now, compatible goes, there's 7 million ways to be compatible or incompatible. We'll talk about this in a second.
Okay.
Second C, compatibility. And the third C is communication. Now, communication as in like, if you are in it for the long haul, you're going to have to learn to ask for your wants and needs adjusted, right, respectfully. If you don't know how to communicate, it's got to go to hell, and it does, right? So the good thing is chemistry is God-given. You can't have more or less chemistry with somebody, right? It's God-given. You can have chemistry for him, he doesn't have it for you. Ain't gonna work. Not long term. It's gonna work for a while, not long term, right? If you're not compatible, now compatibility is tricky. Compatibility could be the way you want to look at it large is that, do you want the same thing in the future? Do you want to be married or not married? Do you want kids or no kids? Do you want to, retired in California? You want to finish your life in Japan? Like whatever you have in your head. People don't talk about these things, but compatibility means a million things. Compatibility could be, he's Jewish and he's a Jewish wife and she's Catholic, so that's not compatible, right? Like that. Some people don't care about any of that. I have a friend who married a Catholic woman and he's Jewish. Oh, the scandal with his family, but they're perfect together, right? That wasn't a deal breaker for him, right? So again, compatibility, whatever it is to whoever, compatibility. But in the big line is you have to kind of be going the same direction, that same kind of value system, whether it's lifestyle, future lifestyle, family or not, children or not, traveling or not, right? Like helping everybody or not. You know what I mean? There's lifestyle, you know what I mean? Some people are all about, helping someone, and a big, but if he's not into that, he's going to resent the fact that as a woman you want to help everybody, lifestyle. So that's just so. And communication again is a number 3. Communication is you have to learn. If men and women are completely different, this is when the culture is sold another lemon. We're not the same. We're important the same way, but we're not the same. What motivates me does not motivate my wife. What I think is really fucking cool, my wife's like, it's another car, babe. Just another car. I'm like, no, but it's a 64. The only model that. Right now, what motivates her, which she finds really cool, typically bores me. Right now, doesn't mean I can't appreciate that and support her in that, but we're completely different. We're made like a bottom couple. We're made to be compatible. We're made to bring a part to the other that we don't own. Men need women in so many ways to bring us, again, heart-centered and sensitive and aware of the people around us. We get often into this conquering mode that is not cute sometimes. And women need men to make them feel safe and loved and connected, so they can, and in that way they're more nurturing, they're more loving, they're more warm, they're more open, right? And all the goodies that we want on the first date: warmth, femininity, joy, like casual, light energy. A feminine woman, this. I've never been able to describe this with words. The words fail of the effect of being in the presence of a feminine woman, right? A feminine woman radiates warmth. Are you with me? Like, this. I'm gonna say to you again, right? But but it's not. It's beyond that, right? A feminine woman warms up the room. She walks in a room and the warmth of the room. She radiates loveliness. She radiates joy. She
grabs your attention. Grabs your attention too.
Yeah, but also like it's soothing to the soul, to the masculine soul. Like it's like sunshine on your face. It's like, I remember years ago I was at the bank. There's 10 guys in line. Everybody doesn't have a cell phone. Nobody's talking because guys don't do that, right? So everybody's like this, waiting for the freaking teller, right? And then we hear the door open. This kind of 20 feet away. A security guard by the gate, and this young girl in a sundress comes bouncing in. She was so lovely, so sweet, so happy. She was like 20 something, right? And the little sundress, and the wind picked up her dress when she walked in, and the flow, right? And she's asking the security guy something. The tone of her voice, right? The giddiness of being a happy woman, a young girl, like. Dude, it was crazy because I'm like, instantly got my attention. All of a sudden, there's nothing else that matters, but I'm delighting in her energy and her warmth and her girliness and her flight. And I watch, and then of course I'm the watcher, right? I'm the guy who watches everything and watches human behavior. I watch all the guys in line as she was talking, and the little voice kind of carried over, and the guys are focused on the phone, and I watched them one at a time go like this. And smile, like just looking at her made a smile, one after the other. You see it over there. So the joyful, happy woman is like sunshine on your face. It just radiates. It makes you feel light. It's inspiring. Even men say, a feminine woman is inspiring. I want to be a better man because of that. I want her to stay in that energy. So that's why men want to take care of women, because when she's comfortable and happy and relaxed, right? And I want to keep my girl that way. So if she's working too much, that goes away. If she's stressed out, that goes away. If she's angry, that goes away. bring her up, take care of her. That's why men take care of women. The more comfortable she is, the happier she is. The more when she's happy and I'm happy. When women are happy, we're happy.
True.
Not your woman, but other women, right? When they're good, we're good.
Yeah.
When a woman feels sexy, she's sexy, regardless of what she, her body. Like if you feel sexy, you're sexy. Are you with me? So all of that is kind of gone, right? Women act like men. They don't inspire men. They don't bring out the best in men. They don't bring men into their hearts, right? We're men on men, and men don't care. When you're in that energy, they don't care, and you can't. Like, you see it? It's all gone to shit.
And I guess that kind of just leads men to only want like sex at that point, because
this is what they complain about, right?
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that that's there. Right, that's all that's left, and they're looking beyond everything else and just looking for sex at that point, right?
I mean, it's because I can't build anything with her. She's not on my side. She doesn't. They get crazy, right? Like men complain the same as women. My world, right? Where are the good women? Where are the good men? Women complain there's no good men, and men are like, where are the women? They're all bitches. They're all angry. They're all uptight. They're all anti us. They're all shaming us, putting us down. We're toxic. We can't be trusted with cheaters. Well, okay, how's that going to work, right? Make half the population wrong and wonder why it's not working. Ladies, wake the hell up.
Yeah.
You've been sold a lemon. So
a sour lemon.
It's a sour lemon. So
really
men don't care. Well, you're right. When you act like that, men don't care. When you act too manly, men don't care. When you're disrespectful, men walk away. So, again, are you ready? Here's the big liner again. Men love happy women. You want to be a source of joy and lightness and fun and ease in his life, right? Not with sex, by the way. Sex is one layer. There's 1,700 other layers of that, right? Sex is one aspect. So if you just give him sex without him caring for you, that's all you're gonna get. He's not gonna commit to you. He's not gonna ever. That's another formula. That's another part that nobody understands in our culture. Men want sex, give him sex, right? Sure, but that doesn't make him care for you. That actually makes you fall off the wagon of caring for you. You're too whatever. So it's a whole different topic. I don't want to go there because we're going to have another 2-hour podcast. But that's a big misunderstanding. No one understands it, right? Like
speaking on that, I will give one last question that I have for you. One last question I have for you. I did read this on your bio as far as a question that you were prepared to answer, and I thought it was interesting to highlight that one. How does early sex kill the building of a healthy long-term relationship? That's our last one. I know, but I was very curious to hear you talk about this part because I thought that was interesting. That was an interesting question. So, and we kind of just magically, naturally got to that point. So I gotta hear it.
I'm with you. It's tedious to explain, though it's super simple.
Okay.
But it's counterintuitive and it's countercultural. So again, the tidal wave is making this very difficult to grasp nowadays. Because go girl, you don't need no man, and men want sex. So if you want men to like you, have sex with them. Right? No. No.
It doesn't work that way.
No. This is why now. How does it work? Can you explain it to me? Because I'll explain it to you. But how do you see it from your perspective as not a teacher?
So you were saying as far as when a woman gives up sex early?
Yeah. So why is it not working for you personally?
Because with me, right? There's something about. I mean, I don't know. Once you get it, is this I don't. It's hard to explain. Once you get it so early, it's like you gave the reward so early, and now that's not going to keep me because it's something that every woman has, right? And if you don't have anything unique outside of that, right? It's just about opportunity when you can get some. I know it's kind of hard for me to explain, right? Like
nobody can explain it. Men cannot explain. I can break it down though.
Okay, please break it down because it's one of those things I know, but I just can't peel the layers of it.
And that's why women are confused because men respond to women. I know women respond to men as well, but men respond to women in such a way that you're a yes or you're a no. You're in or you're out. It's black or it's white. That's the man's brain, by the way, as well.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
It's up and down. It's hot and cold. There's no in between. We have very little gray area. Women are all about the gray area, right?
Mhm.
But back to nature. Here we go again. All I'm teaching you is nature, right? Back
Mhm.
in nature, the men are trying to spread the seed to keep the to keep the species going, and the animal kingdom, insects, bugs, you name it, like everything in nature is sex to continue the species. Flowers, trees, animals, right? Everything. But in the mammals, right? The men are trying to spread their seed to continue the species. It's their instinct, and the females sit down. No,
Mhm.
nope. It's not the time. Nope. I
Mhm.
can't be pregnant, 24/7, 12 months out of the year, right? Like
Right.
somebody's got to care for those and nurture, right? There's energy involved in gestating and nurturing a little one, right? So
Mhm.
the guy's always trying to get on. That's, again, their instinct, and the ladies know better. So women are actually the gauge in procreation. Females
Mhm.
across nature, the whole
Mhm.
freaking planet is like this,
Mhm.
right? So I want to take you back to men's brains and instinct again. So if we take this concept and take it all the way back to cavemen, cavewomen.
Mhm.
We've been cavemen, cavewomen for 2.5 million years. We have 60 years of feminism that ain't going to undo the DNA that we have for 2.5 million years. It's going to take another 1,500 years to put a dent in that. So again, this is the nature of
Hmm.
us, our DNA, the default system that we keep going against and wondering why it's not working. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
So imagine this. Cavemen, cavewomen. Back in those days, we live in little pods, little tribes, right? Between like 17 and 35 people. Not huge cities, right? And these pods, these tribes would travel. They're nomads. They would go, they would settle for a while, kind of take all the resources out of that piece of land, like wear it out, and then we'll have to move again because they use the resources, and the nature would kind of regrow this area, right? So we constantly are moving, right? But together as a small tribe, everybody had their role to make life possible, to make survival possible. Men would
Mhm.
go hunting, women would gather. And when the men were hunting, the women would, take, care for the, take care of the fire, take care of the spices, the all the stuff for cooking, watch the children, come together in a community to make it all work. You go to the river together, for the walk. But there was a system of women helping women do all the stuff that we needed to do in the community while
Mhm.
the men were hunting.
You're now tuned in to Flavor in Your Ear. Flavor in Your Ear.